Have you ever felt your world shatter in the space of a single question? I whispered into my phone's voice memo, my voice barely louder than my own thundering heartbeat. Just minutes ago, I'd confronted my husband, Ethan, about a secret trip he swore was a team-building exercise, only to learn he'd been dancing in a neon-lit club with another woman. Now I sat on our living room floor, legs drawn up, as the rain tapped the windows in hollow rhythm. It began innocently, or at least I thought so, last Friday afternoon. I was tidying our shared home office when I noticed Ethan's laptop, closed but unlocked, resting on my desk. A notification blinked. Club Mirage, VIP guest list approved. My pulse fluttered like a trapped bird's. I knew Ethan's job required late nights, but Club Mirage wasn't exactly a corporate retreat. It was a buzzy hotspot downtown, notorious for its dancing go-go girls and bottle service. I frowned, recalling his stories of endless spreadsheets and sales calls. Curiosity gnawed at me. I clicked the ticket PDF he'd forwarded himself. Friday, June 12th, 10 o'clock p.m. Club Mirage entry. VIP +1. No mention of business partners, no agenda lines, just a nightclub invitation. My mind raced. Had he taken me there? No, I'd begged him to spend more time at home, to join me for dinner, to tuck our 2-year-old Lily in bed for story time. He'd always paused, eyes flicking to his phone, promising next time. But this was it. I slid open his contacts. Our Mitchell zipped under bestie. A quick Google search revealed a local radio DJ named Riley Mitchell, known for spinning techno at Club Mirage on Friday nights. I bit my lip. So he was on stage with her? Or in her green room? Unanswered scenarios pressed cold against my spine. Friday evening, I paced the hallway outside the club, every second stretching like molten glass. Through the tinted windows, I glimpsed throbbing strobe lights and a heaving dance floor. I rehearsed my approach. "Ethan, please explain," in a voice calm enough not to cause a scene. My hands trembled as I opened the door and stepped inside. The bass throbbed in my chest, and the air was thick with perfume and sweat. I spotted Ethan at the bar, shirt sleeves rolled up, laughter dancing on his lips as Riley Mitchell, her neon hair, pulled into a high ponytail, leaned in close. They clinked glasses, her painted nails grazing his forearm. My breath caught. This was no innocent professional encounter. I marched up, heart pounding. "Ethan," I said, voice sharp enough to cut through the music. He froze, eyes widening. Riley straightened, half smile flicking uncertainly as she recognized me. From our neighborhood park. He turned toward me. "Sarah, what are you doing here?" His voice was pitched too high, laced with surprise. I planted my hands on the bar. "Care to explain this team-building exercise?" I nodded at the invitation pinned to his coat pocket. "Why are you at a club at midnight, alone with Riley?" Riley's smile faltered. She took a step back, her heel clicking on the dance floor. "Hi," she offered, waving nervously. "I'm Riley." Ethan cleared his throat. "Sarah, you're overreacting." He ran a hand through his hair that was styled for lights, not lawnmower haircuts like he sported at home. "Riley and I just met. She spun at a conference I attended. I invited her to check out the club scene." I swallowed back a surge of hurt. "You invited her and left me, your wife, home? To fetch Lily's storybook again tomorrow morning." He gave an uneasy laugh. "It's not that serious. We were networking, getting to know regional influencers, very important for my marketing push. His words spilled too quickly, too rehearsed. I crossed my arms. Influencers? At 1 a.m. in a VIP lounge. I glanced at his credit card receipt. On the bar, $450 bottle service. And I'm crazy for asking? Ethan's smile hardened into irritation. He glanced at Riley, who pressed a hand to her mouth in. An awkward giggle. Sarah, come on, I'm an adult. I can have friends. You can't cling to me. 7 nights a week. I stepped closer, heat surging through me. Friends don't buy champagne for each other under neon lights. They don't hook arms and linger for hours. I'm not asking you to never have fun. I'm asking you to tell me the truth. He shook his head, turning partly away. You always do this. Turn a simple night out into a drama. You're so insecure. I pressed my palm to my forehead, tears blurring my vision for a moment. Insecure? Because I want my husband to choose me over strangers. My voice cracked. Passers-by glanced our way. As I continued, you've been disappearing into the night without explanation for weeks. Do you think I'm blind? Ethan sighed, running his hands over his face. Fine, he said through clenched teeth. I'm sorry. He pinned me with a look. I'll go home if it'll make you happy. He extended a hand to Riley. Riley, may I? She nodded, stepping aside. He offered her a polite bow and she drifted back onto the dance floor as if we were a small bump in her night. I exhaled shakily as Ethan led me toward the exit. The bouncer gave him a nod. VIP perks. Probably. Outside, the nightclub air was a blast of cooler humidity. I crossed my arms, feeling the wetness on my cheeks like indignation incarnate. Ethan wrapped an arm around me. Look, he said, voice softer now. I get it. It's weird. But it wasn't what you think. I looked up into his brown eyes, searching for honesty. What was it, Ethan? I whispered. Tell me. He swallowed, eyes darting to the rain-slick pavement. I needed a break. Work's been overwhelming. You've been busy with the new job. Lily's schedule. I felt invisible. I thought a change of scene, some new faces would clear my head. I shook my head. You could have told me that. My voice was small, stripped of anger. We're partners. I want to help lighten the load, not be left in the dark. Ethan drew me into a hug, rain dampening his hair. You're right. I'm sorry I handled it so poorly. No more secrets. I promise, no more late-night launches without a full report. He kissed my forehead as I exhaled, letting some of the hurt slip away. But in the taxi ride home, every mile felt heavy. I replayed the scene, the club lights, Riley's worried smile, Ethan's evasive words. I wanted to believe his exhaustion explanation, his desire for clarity. But trust, once cracked, is hard to restore. At home, I tucked Lily into bed as Ethan brewed tea. He sat beside me in the rocking chair, offering the cup. I took it, warmth seeping into my palms. He whispered, Let's talk. Tomorrow, really talk. I'll answer any questions. I gave a small nod, though my heart still fluttered with doubt. I headed to the study to draft a list of questions, hoping I wasn't crazy, because asking felt like survival. Asking meant refusing. Silence. And refusing silence was the only way to save us from crumbling behind closed club doors, one honest answer at a time. I spent the next morning in a daze, replaying the velvet folds, the pastel ribbons, the tiny tags in my mind, yet I forced myself out of bed to face reality. Lily needed breakfast, and I needed a plan. I called my best friend Tanya, her calm voice already a lifeline. Meet me at my house in 15, I whispered. When Tanya arrived, I ushered her into the study and unloaded the evidence, the photo album of wrapped gifts, the stack of handwritten notes to women I'd never heard of, the fashion boutique receipts with E. Harrison scrawled in the corner. She gazed at it all, horrified. "Oh, Sarah," she breathed. "This is the shrine." I sank into the armchair. "He calls these women my angels, Tanya. And when I asked, he said I was overthinking, that I'm crazy." Tears burned my cheeks. Tanya hugged me. "You're not crazy. You deserve the truth and respect." She helped me craft a plan, gather everything, confront him with specifics, demand answers, then decide what to do. No ambush, straight facts, clear boundaries. That evening, while Ethan cooked dinner for Lily's bedtime spaghetti, I laid the evidence on the kitchen island in neat stacks. Stack 1, dozens of wrapped gifts, scarves, perfume, jewelry. Stack 2, handwritten notes, signed "Forever Yours, E." Stack 3, receipts from boutiques, jewelers, perfume counters. Stack 4, ledger entries, transfers totaling over $12,000 in 3 months. He turned, spatula in hand, eyes widening. "What is all this?" I exhaled, voice steady. "This is your gift collection. For women who aren't me. I want an explanation." His jaw clenched. He set down the spatula and turned off the stove. "Sarah, just give me a minute." I gestured to the stacks. "Let's go piece by piece. First, these gifts, explain them." He ran a hand through his hair, pacing. "They're for the women at my office. Employee appreciation." It was a morale initiative I proposed. I stared. Employee appreciation? At $200 per scarf, $150 per perfume bottle, $500 for jewelry. Pieces. He swallowed. We had a tight labor market. I thought it would boost retention. I held up a handwritten note. "And these love letter notes, signed "Forever Yours"? Can't wait to hold you again. That's company culture." His face went ashen. Those were template thank yous I drafted and forgot to revise. The marketing agency used them for customer loyalty letters, not employee gifts. I felt bile rise. So all these personal tags, your handwriting, your signatures, meant for clients, not coworkers. He exhaled, voice small. Look, it was a mistake. I wrote them late at night, mixed up my projects. I never meant to hurt you." I pointed at the receipts. "Explain these charges at La Femme Lingerie, then." He flinched. "That was an error. I had to visit a boutique for a client marketing video." I shook my head, tears brimming. "Give me the names, the emails, the budgets, the memo. Lines, every document that proves these were corporate expenses, not personal." His face fell. "I'll get them." Over the next 2 hours, Ethan sat at the computer in our home office while I held tight to my resolve. He summoned PDFs. 1. Employee Gift Initiative Q2, with line items for gift baskets and wellness gifts. No mention of linen scarves, designer perfume, or engraved jewelry. 2. Emails to HR requesting holiday appreciation items under $50 per head. The quotes he'd submitted were from bulk warehouses, not boutique stores. 3. A single outreach email from a boutique owner offering custom gift packages, CC, only to him, never to procurement or HR. 4. A scan contract with Heart and Soul Marketing for client loyalty kits, signed but unaddressed, its scope left blank in the final version. I clicked through each. None matched the splendor of the gifts. No corporate documentation. backed his narrative. He looked at me, defeated. I screwed up, he said, voice raw. There's no program. I just wanted to show appreciation, to feel appreciated. My chest ached. You meant appreciation for which women exactly? My friends? Strangers? He stood and approached me, kneeling with tears in his eyes. I was lonely. I felt invisible. You're busy with Lily and your new job. I thought if I spoiled someone, anyone, it would fill the void. I closed my eyes, rage and sorrow mingling. And so you made a secret gift room and lied to me. He nodded, tears falling. I thought I could make you happy by not burdening you with my insecurities. I was wrong. I exhaled, drawing a line in the sand. We have to fix this. I need you to agree to 4 things right now, I said, voice gentle but firm. 1. Full transparency. Share all financial accounts, passwords, and unreconciled expenses. 2. Therapy. I'm scheduling us for couples counseling and you for individual sessions. 3. Destruction of the gift hoard. Everything must go. Give to charity, return to vendors, donate anonymously. 4. Rebuild together. We will host monthly appreciation nights for friends and family in our living room, open, shared, and inclusive. Ethan wiped his face, nodding vigorously. Yes, 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 yes. Anything to make this right. I closed the laptop. Then let's begin. The next day, we loaded boxes of scarves, perfume, jewelry, and handwritten notes into the trunk of our car. Ethan drove to the women's empowerment shelter, nervously helping unload the mystery gifts. The director's eyes widened at the bounty. This will help so many, she whispered, handing him a thank you certificate. I watched from the front seat, tears in my eyes, as I realized the gifts could truly help others if we repurposed them honestly. Back home, Ethan shredded every handwritten note and letter, burning the pages in our fireplace, his confessions to flames. I stood by, tears streaming, as he vowed never to hide his heart again. That evening, our first appreciation night unfolded in the living room. Friends and family gathered. We served snacks and sipped wine. We announced that every month we'd celebrate someone who'd made a difference in our lives. No secrets, no late-night deliveries, just collective gratitude. We presented a bouquet to our neighbor Mr. Chun for helping with Lily's math and baked cookies for our mail carrier. The air buzzed with warmth and laughter. No velvet curtains, just open arms. Ethan caught my eye across the room, his smile humble and bright. He mouthed, "Thank you." I nodded, squeezing my own heart, knowing forgiveness is an act of bravery. 2 weeks later in therapy, Dr. Luna praised our progress. Your transparency and shared rituals are exactly what rebuilds trust, she said. Keep it up. We left with a list of appreciation prompts, daily notes, weekly compliments, monthly gatherings. I felt hopeful for the first time. That weekend, we stood in the guest closet, now empty save for our coats, and he turned to me. I have one more confession, he said, reddening. When I first met you, I bought a scarf for my ex. Forgot you were waiting for me down the hall. I buried it here instead of returning it. He handed me a navy silk square embroidered with her initials. It's mine, not hers. I laughed shakily, then grabbed the scarf and wrapped it around his neck. It's forgotten, I said. He exhaled, relief and gratitude mingling in his eyes as he hugged me. Months later, our home radiates openness. The closet door stands plain wood, no trapdoor. Beneath, just a gentle push to reveal cleaning shelves. We updated our kitchen board. Next, Appreciation night, Friday at 7 theme, hometown heroes. On the table, a single Polaroid, Ethan and me, grinning at our first game night in the nook we built after the purge. Sometimes I still catch my breath, recalling the stash of gifts. But today our love nest is built not on hidden boxes, but on shared gratitude, honesty, and the courage to face our deepest insecurities together. And as I close this chapter, I realize that the truest gift we can offer each other is nothing wrapped at all, but the unwavering promise to choose transparency every single day. The first time I walked past the guest closet after Ethan and I had transformed it, I felt a flutter of something I hadn't dared to feel for weeks. Hope. The door, once the trapdoor to a secret gift hoard, was now simply a door again. Behind it lay shelving stocked with our family board, games, Lily's art supplies, and a cozy reading nook we'd built together to replace the cavern. Up to seat, each colorful puzzle and each dog-eared storybook felt like a testament to the healing we'd forged from the wreckage. It was Saturday morning, and sunlight streamed through the living room windows, painting the floor in warm gold. I shuffled in slippers to find Ethan kneeling by the cupboard, pulling out ingredients: flour, eggs, and vanilla extract. On the countertop lay our weekly ritual, Saturday pancake project. As I dropped beside him, he handed me a bowl of batter and said, "How about blueberry maple this week?" I smiled, whisking, "My favorite." We moved in sync, flip, taste, pour, our small dance of domesticity, a comforting contrast to the tension of the past. Lily bounded in, hair tousled, clutching her stuffed bunny. "I want sprinkles," she declared, her first request unfiltered. I grabbed the jar, and sprinkles cascaded like confetti across the griddle. We ate at the reclaimed dining table, now adorned with a framed certificate from the Women's Empowerment Shelter, where we delivered his misguided gift stash and watched donors and volunteers rejoice. It had read, "Presented to Ethan and Sarah Harrison for transforming excess into hope." Underneath, I had tucked a small note: "We turn secrets into service." Ethan caught my gaze and reached across the table. "I still can't believe how far we've come," he said, voice soft. "I'm proud of us." I nodded, warmth pooling in my chest. "Me too." Later that afternoon, we walked Lily to her soccer practice. The crisp spring air held the promise of new beginnings. As she kicked the ball with her teammates, Ethan and I lingered on the sidelines. He glanced at me, fidgeting with the cuffs of his jacket. "I've been thinking," he began, "about the next appreciation night." I smiled. Appreciation nights had become one of our cornerstones, monthly gatherings where we publicly celebrated someone in our lives, parents, friends, community helpers, with cookies, speeches, and small tokens of gratitude. "Who's on your mind?" I asked, brushing a strand of hair from my face. He exhaled. "I think we should honor Anna Lane, the art therapist. Remember how we funded her community center renovations." My stomach fluttered at the memory of her tearful thanks in that rainbow-bright hall filled with mosaic-tiled walls. "She'd love that," I said. "She's done so much for the kids who need after-school art programs." He nodded, eyes hopeful. "And I want to share my full story, why I hid the money, how I healed. In therapy, I want her and everyone there to see that transparency can spark transformation." I squeezed his hand, gratitude blossoming. "Let's do it." 2 weeks later, the community center's multipurpose room was alive with laughter and paint-spattered tables. We'd invited Anna and her volunteers, as well as the families whose Children attended her art classes. Ethan prepared to speak at a small podium decorated with paper flowers Lily had helped make. I stood beside him, heart pounding with pride. He cleared his throat and began, "Thank you all for coming to our 4th appreciation night. Tonight, we honor someone who embodies hope and a lane. Anna, you taught me that. Kindness doesn't have a price tag, it has a heartbeat. I want to share why that matters." He paused, taking a steady breath. "A year ago, I misdirected funds meant for my family to support Anna's cause without telling my wife, Sarah. I hid in a secret room of gifts, thinking I could show appreciation alone. Instead, I nearly lost everything I hold dear." He looked at me, eyes glistening. "I ask for your forgiveness and share my story so that others know. Transparency is the true currency of trust." The room was silent for a heartbeat, then erupted in applause. Anna stepped forward, tears glistening as she wrapped in her hair. "Your honesty means more than any gift can." Whispered. I watched Ethan's shoulders relax, the weight lifting as he returned to the podium. Public, not behind barricades. That night, as we walked home under the stars, I took my hand tightly. "We were settled. Brave tonight," I said softly. He smiled, warmth radiating, "Because I knew you had my back, and because I wanted to show you I'd earned it." Over the next year, our marriage continued to deepen under the pillars of honesty and shared purpose. We faced new challenges, job changes, Lily's school transitions, a health scare that sent us scurrying through hospital corridors, but each time we leapt together into therapy sessions, love audits in our nook, and appreciation nights where we celebrated small victories, a creative breakthrough, a milestone birthday, the first time Lily scored a goal. One chilly December evening, Ethan surprised me with a gift he'd wrapped himself, a small wooden box engraved with our wedding date. Inside lay a single key, antique brass, heavy with promise. "To our reconnection nook," he said, voice thick with emotion. "May it always open with love." I pressed the key to my lips, and may our hearts never close again. As snow flurried against the windows, I realized that the secret room of gifts I once discovered had been the crucible for our most profound transformation. Out of the darkness of deceit and hurt, we had built light, routines of gratitude, rituals of truth, a community of support. We had learned that love, when nurtured by honesty, can survive even the severest tests. And as I curled into Ethan's arms by the fire, our daughter snoring peacefully in the next room, I whispered into the quiet, "Thank you for choosing me." He kissed my hair. "Thank you for giving me the chance." In that hushed moment, I knew that while the hidden gifts had nearly broken us, our shared courage to uncover them had remade us more resilient, more connected, and more alive than ever before. And in the gentle glow of our reconnection nook, we began each new day with gratitude, transparency, and the unwavering promise that even the deepest secrets can pave the way to the brightest futures.